Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to day 5. Can you believe we've had a week together doing this so far? We are going to have a special bonus meeting tomorrow, just so you know, where we're going to draw the grand prize winner. Hello, Maureen. Lovely to see you. Hello, Elise. It's a little bit smaller group today. Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow, grand prize draw, the big grand prize draw is tomorrow. So don't miss out on that. You're going to want to see that. You're going to want to be here for that. We also have a bonus training for you as well. So let me just get some, I'm trying to see if it's working on Facebook Live. I hope it's working on Facebook Live. I can't really tell. So we're just going to go ahead because we have a lot to cover and we've got 2 magical trainings today. So that's going to be fun. And something really important to share with you. So let's just jump in. Here's hoping that you've done the exercise already for today, so you'll be prepared for the next part. I can only assume that you've done it. Maybe I haven't been clear that it's helpful to do this before you come on the live, because the live is going to be addressing these sort of things. So today was focused on this. This is really the power booster for your mission. It's the thing that helps you overcome the resistance. It's the thing that keeps you going when times are tough. It's the piece that's going to make everything sort of come together. And it is your why, your big why. What is the reason that you're doing this? What makes it worth all of the challenge, all of the hard work that you're putting in, all of the uncertainty, all of the stuff that you go through as an entrepreneur? I mean, I think I've said this before, entrepreneurship is one of the best spiritual paths you can be on these days. And I'm saying this as a spiritual teacher. This is what I've done for the past, decades, is I'm a spiritual teacher and known for very intensive work that really makes a difference, really changes you. And so with that, I am saying, this entrepreneurship, bringing your mission into the world in a way that you receive resources, you receive revenue for it so that you can give more. What we go through as entrepreneurs can be the best spiritual development program you can live as a householder. Maybe if you're off in an ashram or something, it's different, but those days are kind of done, aren't they? We're now the whole point is let's live our spirituality in our daily lives. There's the separation no longer works. We got to bring them together. That's what the spiritual golden age is all about, that we're moving into. Trial by fire, Maureen said. Indeed. So the why, your reason why you're doing this is what keeps you going, is what fuels your passion, and what carries you over the humps and the gaps and the hard parts. So if you focus, let's just take a moment, just in case you haven't done this exercise before. What is your why? What is the reason that you cannot give this up? That you have to keep going, that you know you have to do this thing? What is the reason behind that? And it could be a lot of things. It could be you're doing it for your family. You're doing it because you need an income and you can't bear to sell your soul doing other stuff. You want to make the biggest difference in the world. You want to leave a legacy. You want to make sure that you've done what you came here to do before it's time to go home. So just focus for a minute. Whatever it is, it can be anything. It doesn't matter. There's no judgment. Whatever your why is, it can be multiple things. I know for me and for a lot of people, the why is deeply personal. what have you experienced as a child, usually as a child, that you want no one else to ever have to experience? It's that there's that energy and that emotion that fuels us forward. So here's the thing. The why might actually have triggered some unpleasant emotions as you sometimes just looking at the why and the pain that you've suffered that you don't want anyone to suffer can trigger unpleasant emotions, but there can be another one. And that is, this is the gap between where I am and where I want to be. And this is why I can't have that, whatever that might be, whatever that dream is. So here's the thing. As long as you keep falling back into that old pattern, the old ego pattern of focusing on the gap and feeling bad and feeling uncertain or unworthy and lack of confidence, whatever it might be, even those sabotage patterns like delay and procrastination and distraction, doubt, disbelief, discouragement, despair. A lot of the D words come up today. As long as you focus on those feelings, how do I say this? We don't want to feed the emotions that are holding us back. I'm so sorry. I should have unplugged that better. And at the same time, it's important not to repress them, deny them. Let's not have the spiritual bypassing, right? That spiritual bypassing is where you pretend everything is all sunlight and rainbows and butterflies, and you ignore the reality of what's going on or the feelings that you're actually feeling. So there's a really fine line between dismissing them or repressing them and focusing on them and feeding them, right? We don't want to do either, because if you're repressing them, you're just giving them more power. They're working in your subconscious and they get stronger as you repress them. You're giving them energy either way. So how do we not give them energy, but give them space? Literally, it's a matter of just noticing and acknowledging. There's a Vipassana practice that I think I'll share with you right now. It's really, really quick. You just notice what you're feeling and you call it out, ideally out loud, because you are speaking to your cells, you are speaking to your subconscious, to your nervous system, and it will hear you, right? These are body codes. It hears you and it will do its best to live up to whatever it believes you want from it. So if you're feeling anxiety, for instance, you can say, feeling, feeling, feeling. Anxiety, anxiety, anxiety. Anxious, anxious, anxious. Whatever words feel right for you. Noted, noted, noted. And that is an amazing magical practice. Like noted, 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 just kind of checks it off. Okay, I've seen it, I've got it, we're good. You can breathe into it. You can let tears flow. Don't put meaning on them. It's just energy moving out of you. Let it go. Okay, so because either way, if we're feeding into that gap, into that pain, we're feeding a result that we don't want. We're creating a result that we don't want. Remember, whatever energy you're giving out is the energy that the universe is going to reflect back to you. It's just like a big mirror, really. So if you're giving out feelings of happiness and passion and purpose and achievement and all of these, joyful expectation feelings, gratitude, then the universe gives you experiences that match those energies, that bring you more things that feel the same way, that will make you feel gratitude and happiness and all of those. And one of the biggest challenges in this whole transformation process which I've been kind of teaching you subtly as we go along, really, is the transformation process. The biggest challenge is the consistent, insistent pull of the chemical addiction in our bodies to certain feeling states, especially states that we've been programmed into. Usually since we were little kids, you know, when we lived in, when you're born until you're about somewhere between 5 and 7 years old, you live in a hypnotic state. Literally, you are under hypnosis every moment of your life until you start to grow into a different level of consciousness. That means we take in whatever happens, whatever we're told, whatever we're thinking, we take that in as reality. Unquestioned, unquestionable truth. That is the power of it. And that is why it's generally, up until now, you know, been so hard to change. Those subconscious patterns are instilled at the very deepest levels by hypnosis, often repeated hypnosis. And it can be stuff that is just like going on around you that nobody even realizes you're taking in. So, and you don't know, obviously, right? You're too young. You're not even able to really notice from the outside what's happening, to be the observer in your life. So here's something for you to notice. When you find your subconscious sabotage programs are engaged and you're hesitating and doubting and procrastinating and getting lost in distractions, whatever it might be, or just plain not doing what you know you need to do to get to where you want to be, stop for a moment and check in and say, what am I actually feeling? What is my subconscious feeling? And you might often find that it feels a bit of relief or even satisfaction. And that's that chemical addiction that your nervous system is getting from saying no and staying stuck. That's what your subconscious wants. It's actually addicted to that feeling, to that state. But go even deeper. Why does it want to say no? This is another aspect of a big why. Why does your subconscious want to say no? Why does it turn away from your dreams? What does it gain? Every time your subconscious patterns win, it's because they gain something. They're not looking at all that they're losing. They're not looking at the ease and the joy and the freedom and the prosperity and the impact and fulfillment and all the blessings and pleasures of life that they are denying. Your potential. It's not looking at that. What your soul is going to do when you get to the end of this life and you haven't done what you came here for, that means nothing to the subconscious, unfortunately. Yeah, as Maureen says, its job is to keep you safe under its definition of safe, which is usually small, stuck, unhappy, but at least it's known. So if you can get clear on what your subconscious is gaining by saying no to your dreams, you can have a bit of leverage to start changing its mind about this pattern. Change its mind about what its definition of safe means. And at the very least, when you start to look at that, it loses a bit of its power because it's no longer working behind the scenes, hiding in the shadows where you don't even know that it's happening. That's the most influential place to be, right? The power behind the throne that nobody knows is there because you can't see what's really going on and then you can't challenge it. But the second you bring it into the light of day, it loses a bit of that power over you, that power to control you without you even noticing, or worse, convincing you that submitting to its dictatorship is what you really want, is in your best interests. I think that's the worst, when we become convinced of our own lies and deceptions. So overcoming that chemical addiction and those deep hypnotic programs is really the whole process. It's really what we're here to do. And I have to say, this is not something you can do on your own. And I'm not speaking just about you. I'm speaking about humanity, everyone, me. I have been teaching this. I have been doing this professionally for ages. I still go to people to help me with my blocks. Because by definition, you can't see your own blind spots, right? You can't see the label from inside the jam. And because those have been imprinted from the outside, I believe that you can actually undo that yourself, but it is a long process and it is emotionally grueling. It is much more intense and painful than having outside help. That because it came from our surroundings, undoing it with the help of our surroundings just makes it that much easier and faster and less painful, less harrowing. Have you ever done some deep internal work and with someone maybe even, and it's been like just like shredding your heart and shredding sometimes the whole layers of your body? It doesn't have to be that way, especially now. It doesn't have to be that way. And having help is one of the ways that we make it easier for you. So, I mean, that's part of what I'm offering in Bust the Blocks, right? That's why I've done this program for other people, is because it's so much faster and easier, especially because, like, frankly, I don't want to be tooting my own horn or something, but I have literally studied this my entire adult life. I know pieces of the puzzle that other people haven't even found yet. And I've put things together that, somebody will have that piece, somebody will have that piece, and they don't see the whole picture. So I want to offer this to you because I want to help you break through whatever's been holding you back. And if it doesn't feel right to you to be working with me, that's okay. It's not going to be for everyone. I totally get that. That's perfectly fine. But I'm just encouraging you to find someone, somewhere, something to help you get through these blocks, because you can't do it on your own, at least not easily. You do that little bit of step forward and then you got the pullback. And you take a little bit of step forward and then you got the pullback. The pullback is just too strong to do it on your own. It's like you're trying to swim upstream to a new place, a place you've never even been before, because all you've done so far is go downstream. So you're trying to swim upstream and the current is continuously pushing you back. And you can do that for a while, right? But then at some point you get tired or you have some kind of emotional crisis that reduces your resilience and your drive, and you just start getting carried back down the stream again. The current keeps, remember that spiral thing, it's spiraling up or it's spiraling down. But here's a really good thing, okay? Because that might be a little demoralizing. The further you get up the stream, the easier it is to go forward. The further downstream you are, the easier it is for the weight of your history and programs to pull you back, right? It goes both ways, but that's the spiral. The more you move up, the easier it is to move up. So, a commitment to yourself, a commitment to your dream, a commitment to your abundance necessitates having that supportive flow that lifts you up and carries you forward. So there's one quick way that I'm going to give you at the end of this. After we have some question and answers, we're going to do question and answers a little bit later today. And I'm going to give you a quick way to do that for yourself, that it can help you gain a stride upstream every day. And that might not seem like much, but you take a stride every day and you're going to be a lot further ahead in 1 year than you are now, right? And keep in mind, it's not just an arithmetic progression. It's not just like step, 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 step. It's a geometric progression. So the further you go, the easier it becomes, the faster you move. So you might only take one stride today, but in a year, you might find that that stride is like 30 feet long or something. So today is a kind of a funny balance, because I want to let you know what you have to watch out for. But I also want to help sustain the faith that you feel in yourself and in your dreams, because it can seem overwhelming. It can seem really hard, especially when you wake up in the middle of the night and that energy is dragging you back down and saying, when your defenses are at their lowest, oh, you're not going to do it. You're never going to get there. This is not for you. It's never going to work. Whatever it's saying in the middle of the night. And that's a really hard place to be in. I don't like to leave people sitting in that. Those middle of the night ones are the worst. So I encourage you to do something about those middle of the night ones. So in terms of this event, we're on day 5 now. We have got a little bonus thing on day 6. And you can walk away from this event, these 5 days, with what you've already gained. And that was worth it, right? You got some great stuff out of this week. I'm sure that's true. Don't really have the chat in front of me, but here's the question that I would like you to ask yourself. What are you leaving on the table? You're going to get this advance. You're going to get these practices. We're getting to the last chance for you to be part of the amazing Bust the Blocks program and get these fabulous bonuses. And if you're still here, I think it's important that you notice that fact. What is it telling you? If you're still sitting on a fence, if you're a clear yes, if you're a clear no, and it's not just your subconscious programs pulling you back, that's fabulous. That's what I want to hear. But if you're sitting on the fence and if you're kind of thinking of it, and if there's a part of you going, I do want to do this, but whatever that but is, notice what it's telling you, because that's the program. And I hope you can see for yourself how amazing the value of this is in terms of, how accessing this new level of confidence, this new level of worthiness, clearing those blocks that we've already been working on and the blocks that you still have to clear. Imagine how it's going to boost you to that next level and even the level beyond that and beyond that. Because what you're gaining are the tools and the practices and the secret tweaks that you can use from now on. Anytime you're stuck or another limiting belief crops up, I hope you're keeping these handouts and that you're not just planning to do this once, but that you go back to it and you can use these, the magic that we've done in the recordings here, the live recordings, or the handouts that you've gotten, and continue to use this. And one more thing I just want to say before I move on is, if you're not sure whether Bust the Blocks is for you, you know what? I would just invite you to book a chat with me and we'll talk and we'll sort it out. I think I hope you know by now that I'm here to help, to serve you, to serve your dream, to serve Mother Earth. And I think you can trust me to be respectful and kind and have integrity about it. So we'll just have a little chat and we'll see if it's the right step for you. Because if it's not, I will let you know, and hopefully I'll be able to direct you in something that would be more beneficial for you. Oh, I should put a link in. Okay, let me find the chat now. Do-de-do, do-de-do. Wait. You can't seem to paste this. There we go. Okay. Yeah, as Maureen says, it's important to keep your momentum going after this too. It's most important to keep your momentum going after this. Otherwise, these 5 days have been fun, but they're not going to change your life. And I don't know about you, but I think we're in it to change the life, right? To change our life, to change the world. Okay, so I just want to remind you of the 2 bonuses, because those are really important aspects of what we're doing in the program and what we're doing here today. So the first bonus is rewrite your receiving pattern, attract abundance now. That is that super potent deep hypnotherapy audio. And it's important because it goes right to the subconscious and starts rewiring, redoing the pattern that your subconscious is telling you around money and worthiness in particular. So when you start to undo that pattern on the subconscious level, what do you think happens? Right? I didn't put this in the slideshow yesterday, but a lot of the people who've been in my program, it started to see things happening. Like one person, Sandra, came into the program and she didn't know how to pay for it. She said, I don't have the money, but I'm just going to take this leap of faith. And she came in and immediately, this money showed up for her. She got this great new client with a really good price point, like a really good payment level. And suddenly she had the money for the whole course. And that was when it was, last year's price or last time's price. So when you start to undo these things, the world starts to reflect that back to you really quickly. It's as quickly as you can change it, that's how quickly the world responds, the universe responds. So that's a really, really beneficial pattern breaker, pattern reset that I want to share with you. And the abundance is often something that we struggle with as heart-centered entrepreneurs in particular, and women often. So I thought that was a really important bonus to share with you. And the second one is confident on camera. Release visibility blocks and be seen as the leader you are. So that's, it's kind of a big title. It's encompassing a whole lot of stuff. It's encompassing the confidence, it's encompassing the energy, it's encompassing the clearing the visibility blocks, being the leader, like stepping forward and standing forward. But it's also the practical stuff, like how you show up on camera. Are you, showing up where your eyes are peeking above screen? And a lot of us do that, right? Or where you're too small, far in the distance and people can barely see you, or, you have a background that's not very good or colors that aren't right for you, or how do you use all of this stuff to come across professionally and capably on camera? So it's the whole thing. It's the inner stuff. It's the outer stuff. That's what I do. I like to do the holistic package, right? So that is really beneficial for anybody who wants to do anything nowadays. You have to be in front of people one way or another. If you're going to influence people, if you're going to, make a difference in the world and work with people, you're going to be in front of them. On camera or not, you're going to be like talking to people. That's what this is about. So, to those people who've already, I'm actually haven't even checked today to see if people have registered. We have a new puppy, just so you know. We have a new puppy, and things happened yesterday, and I haven't really been able to keep up too much. But the people who register for this, the people who are going to jump in and say yes, we're going on this incredible journey into their dreams, and they are going to have fantastic transformation at the end of this time. And just the last thing I want to ask you, I think this is the last thing. You never know. But here's the really important question you have to answer. Is not whether or not to do this so much, or, the real question is, what does your life look like 6 months, a year, 3 years down the road? Actually, take a minute and actually ask yourself that question. If you don't make the change now, where are you in 6 months, or a year, or 3 years, or 10 years? How far do you get if you don't make those changes to the thing keeping you stuck? And what does that look like, that future life look like to you? Where are you sitting in a year or 3? And how does it feel? I don't know about you, but for me, feeling even just like a little bit further than I am now in a year is intolerable. I have too much to do, right? We have too much to do for this world. I want to make the biggest changes the fastest I can. And that's why I do this work every single day on myself. That's why I weekly have people that I work with outside of here, and work with other people off and on around that. Like, I am committed to the change in my subconscious programs, because that's the only way to get where I want to go. And I know that because I've had too much experience on both sides of that equation. And the last thing I want for you is to be sitting in the same place 2 months from now. Because think about how good it feels to be doing what we've been doing this week. This is because we've been talking together and working together and clearing up some of this stuff and stepping onto the path of your dreams. And then what scares me is next week, when we're not talking anymore, guess what happens? You fall back. You fall back down the spiral and back into the quicksand of life. I think you know this because you've tried other things. You've tried enough other things to know that if you stop in the first step, you just lose that ground again. It's like you didn't even do anything, right? Or worse, you lose that ground and you take it, your subconscious grabs onto that and says, this is more proof that you can't do it. This is more proof that it's not for you and you should just give up. No. Like, stop the fallback. That should be a rallying cry, right? Stop the fallback. I think it's really time to do something different. Like, isn't it time to really say yes to yourself, to your dream, to the divine that's calling you forward? I really hope that you can come with me because I've loved sharing this time with you. And I would love to show you the true potential of your life. And much more than that, how to actually get there, like how to help you actually get there. So just so you know, the special bonuses end on Sunday night. I'm going to give you an extra day, but the special bonuses end on Sunday night. And the special price that I'm giving just for you guys ends. I'm going to give you a week. I think I can give it a week. But you know what? If you wait, you're going to lose out on the bonuses because all of the bonuses end when this event ends. So there's no time like the present, right? Let's get it done. Q&A. Okay, we're going to go into Q&A and then we're going to go into the magic. So let me know if you have any questions. And meanwhile, I'm just checking some things here. Meanwhile, let's have our prize winner. So our prize winner for the day 4 assignment. Are you ready? You ready? Shannon Little. Shannon, you've won the prize for day 4. Congratulations. Let's all hear it for Shannon, everybody. And you're here on the call, so that's exciting. Let's celebrate Shannon. All right. I love these draws. Oh, I wanted to show you what you have to, what you win today. You're so welcome, Shannon. Yeah, busting the blocks is the awesome next step, Maureen. You're totally right. Okay. This is your journal for today. It's a big fat one, and it says follow your dreams on it. And I like this for day 5 because it's almost like it's got little flames on it. This is your why, powering your dreams. All right, so congratulations, Shannon, and we will be in touch with you to get your mailing information. Okay, yeah, try the computer. It might not show up on your phone as easily or something. All right, and tomorrow's the big grand prize draw. Just so you know, we're going to have more training, more Q&A, more magic. We're going to just do another day of this to help get you that much more momentum. So let's go into the magic because I don't see any questions. Wait, there's one more chat. Looks beautiful. I'm glad you like it. I think it's really lovely. I love a good journal. Okay. So magic. This is one that's pretty simple that you can do on your own. A lot of the stuff that I do with people outside of this event, I'm trying to keep it to stuff that you can do on your own pretty simply. A lot of them might need a little bit of training, but this one you can just do it. So it's nice and easy. Plus, let's remember the first magic we got for today, which is that Vipassana practice of noticing, 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 feeling, 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 noted, noted, noted. Okay, magic number one. So technically this is magic number two. So focusing on your why. If you have a piece of paper in front of you or you want to do it on your computer, I highly recommend doing this with paper and pen because it activates different parts of your body and it activates the magic in a deeper way. But if you have something to write on, I just want to say, do you know that that's why they call it a spell, a magical spell? Did you know that glamour comes from the word grammar, which comes, no, wait, grammar comes from the, wait. Yeah, glamour comes from the word grammar. The act of writing is magical and it shows up in our language, which, we were never told that. So there's a sheet on the Facebook page for this, a handout where you can write this out. But, I'm just going to share this with you because it's not something you probably can do right now. But I invite you, when you go and you do your why, and if you've already done some of it, take it deeper. Having done what we've talked about now, go in and do it again and see what's deeper in there that wants to come through. Make it a more magical act, a more spiritual act even. So here's how you can do that. I invite you to light a candle as you sit down. And as you light the candle, invite the divine or your higher self to be present with you, to be reading over your shoulder in a way. Have a nice, quiet, supportive environment. You might make a nice little setting for yourself. You might have some good music on. But imagine that you're writing it out like an order form for the universe. It's like a recipe that you're giving the universe for what to bring you. Because the universe doesn't know what to give you unless you put your order in. I call it the cosmic cafe. If you go to a cafe, the waitress can't bring you what you want if you haven't told her what it is, right? See, we need to tell the universe what we actually want. So write it out like you're writing out an order form. And as much as you can, bring yourself into full awareness of every word, every letter that you're writing so that you are fully present. Feel it echoing. Hear it echoing through the universe. Feel and notice the divine watching and reading over your shoulder and receiving this. And it's going, yes, okay, I got it. Thank you for telling me. I'm on it, right? So that's the magic that you can do as you're doing the practice today, the handout today. And I would love it if you would post at least some of that into the comments on Facebook in the group so that we can share with you what you're calling forth and we can give that energy. That's what we're doing, everybody, right? We're giving that energy. We're sharing the magic together. And you could even share what process you did or how it felt to you or what you experienced. Sometimes people experience really amazing things doing this practice. This is a really powerful way of doing magic. In fact, not just the writing part and the order form part, that's really potent. That's really potent. Try doing that every day and see what changes. But this is another reason why community in magic is so valuable. Because not only are we sharing our energy and our blessings for what you are calling forth, when you hear or read what others have experienced, your mirror neurons kick in to a new level. Your subconscious kicks in and starts to say, oh, that's something that happens. That's real. I could experience that. That's a possibility for me too. So this community sharing is not just, for no reason. It actually increases your receptivity and opens up the bounds of what reality can be for you. So this is a really great way to boost each other, sharing it in there. Okay, so I'm going to invite you, if you want to take this even deeper, to go another level in this practice. So you can take what you've done and you can take it out with you into the world and use it every day, right? And continue to keep that momentum going. At the very least, let's try to keep the momentum, even if we're not gaining momentum, which I hope you do, but at least just keeping it going, right? So from what you've written when you're done this practice, look at your why. Distill it down, everything you've written, distill it down into a few core phrases that really pack that punch of, yes, this is why I'm doing this. This is what matters. This is why it matters. This is why I love this, right? This is why I'm never going to quit. Remember that handout or that little magical affirmation thing I made for you the other day? Whatever it takes. No matter what, whatever it takes, this is why. So distill that down into a sentence or two or three or whatever you can that you can write out on a piece of paper, maybe like a Post-it note. And I should have a little trademark symbol there, registered trademark, Post-it notes, something along those little sticky note things. And then or even like write it on a postcard or something that's really beautiful as a background, and post it up in your bathroom on your mirror. And it's helpful just to have that there. Your subconscious is going to look at it, but if you really want to activate it, a minimum of 3 times a day, you're going to go into that room, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror. Not just your surface self, look deep into your eyes, into the very center beingness of you, and speak to that part of you with as much conviction and gratitude and happiness and belief, like a feeling of joyful anticipation, joyful expectation. Say this out loud to yourself, whatever's on that piece of paper. And that feeling might not be as strong as you want in the beginning, but it will get stronger as you do this. So keep doing it. And you've heard of this practice before, right? How many of us here have heard of the mirror work? But how many really know how powerful this is and actually use it consistently? So on a daily basis, 3 times a day, every day, it's only going to take a minute. If you can't devote a minute 3 times a day to your dreams and yourself and your success, we really have some blocks to clear. Like, oh my God, let's clear those blocks. So, you know what? You can even do more. Smile into the mirror as you're doing this. Nod your head as you're doing this. These are body codes telling your subconscious, yes. And you can end with this, I think, is a magic spell all on its own. Yes, thank you, yes. Take a power pose, whatever your power pose is, right? Use your body codes. Put yourself into it. Give yourself that minute 3 times a day. So I think that you know this. I think you've probably done this sometime in the past, but the question is here, why are you not doing it now? Right? How many people are actually still doing this practice that they've started doing? Not many. I'm pretty sure at any given time. This is what I'm telling you. Like, a lot of the time we know what would help us, but overcoming that inertial drag, that limiting belief or pattern that keeps pulling us back and holding us into the old, stuck, known, familiar, addicted ways of being and feeling. All of that history and programming. We don't do it. You can know, but then you're not doing it. So what's the good of it? What's the value? I want this to be valuable for you. I don't want this to just be entertainment that we've done. I want it to be fun. And I love working with you. And I think this is fun. But I want it to be more than that too. I want it to change your life. So you've had this 5 days of building momentum. And if you're going on to work with me, you'll have a lot more of that and a weight, like momentum blasting out the ceiling. But even if you're not, you've got some momentum. Run with it. See how long you can keep it up. And if nothing else, at least it's there on your mirror, and your subconscious will notice it. And just like drip by drip, it sooner or later, it starts to add up. It's slow. It's painfully slow, but it does add up. So keep that going. All right. There's something else that I kind of want to say about this magic that we've been doing this week, but I think I have to I'll leave that for our bonus day. You have not done mirror work. Shannon, power is coming to you. It's very powerful. If you do it right, a lot of people don't really, I'm not going to go into that, but I've given you clues here. Some of the clues, there are more, but these are powerful ways of making this work. So I hope that you can join us tomorrow. We're going to have a bonus day. We're going to have more magic. We're going to talk about some other stuff, an extra training, because we really let's not let this momentum fall. So here's a kind of a trick. Day 6 is not on your calendar, right? I've done this on purpose. You've done the 5 days. Now what happens? Watch what happens. If your subconscious, if you find yourself saying, oh, I'm just not going to show up on day 6. I'm not going to show up on Saturday. I've got something else to do, somewhere else to go, or I want to sleep in, or whatever it is that is keeping you from this thing that you came and joined because you want help getting to your dream, because you value your dream, right? If you don't show up for day 6, what is it telling you? It's kind of like a momentum test, a loving, supportive momentum test. I'm not going to grade you on this. And I know stuff happens and people have other stuff going on. So I don't know what's going on for you, but you know what's going on for you. And if you come up with good reasons not to show up for tomorrow, I think that's something to notice and take the hint of what that's saying about your momentum and what you might, need to commit to keep your momentum going. All right, that's all for day 5. If I don't see you on day 6, I've loved having you here, but I really hope you're going to be here tomorrow because it's good stuff, right? We're covering a lot, and the magic is simple but powerful. Life-changing stuff. Honestly, it is, if you do it. So I hope to see you on day 6. Have a wonderful day 5, and we will see you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.